background. Guess the background's okay. I don't know. We're a little bit washed out. But everybody, welcome. We are here live with LongWalker.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Let's turn our chairs this way.
So that doesn't look so.
Yeah. All right, everybody, welcome.
Chicken legs.
It's another Monastery night. And do your legs bother you? You want me to raise it or whatever?
It's fine.
We have our sunflowers in the background.
Yep.
Just discussing whether or not we need to harvest those.
You said a little bit longer.
Yeah. How was your day?
It was okay. Just driving every which way. I had to help an old lady out go to the store, so, she takes forever.
Talk.
Yep.
That's the difference. You're not afraid to sit there and let them talk,
No. You can talk, go ahead.
Anything interesting happen?
Not really. Just tried to get more stuff for the pool and the tools that we need, and still working on that. But we do have the tools now.
Total bust.
But we have the tools.
Yeah, at least if anything happens, how to deal with it.
Over and over and over again.
Do we have a good background all the way?
I think so.
Nothing unsightly. We're sitting over here today because we have kittens that are new and they don't know what they're doing.
And they're trying to go in front of the dogs, and that's not a good thing. And then
what are we looking at? Is she
Claudia,
stalking something?
she's stalking.
What is she stalking?
Dragonflies.
Aww.
You don't see that too often with her.
Uh-oh.
I saw her jump at one a little bit ago.
She's like 10 years old.
Yeah. It's because it's so nice,
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a very nice night here at the monastery. It's very quiet, peaceful, warm.
Good to be home.
A little fresh breeze. I'm glad.
And on hot days like this, people, make sure you drink. I got dehydrated yesterday. It's not good.
Bad blister there on your foot.
Karma. Her claws when she jumped on me, because I've got that one was from her cable.
Yep. Wild living people.
Yep. Yeah, that was fun.
At least we got her.
Yeah. Everything here at the monastery is becoming more and more like it should. Our grass is growing in nice and thick.
Yeah.
The horses haven't been fed, and they're just now letting me know. So I just want to go take care of that really fast before they get out. They won't let you know. Oh, you got one, huh? Nice.
You're gonna eat it?
She left you alone right now.
Aww.
I'm coming. Baroni's interested now. What was that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back.
So if you're bored, be sure to check out WBB Gaming right now before Deductions, because he's got a live stream going on with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. Got all kinds of things going on here. What do you have for us?
This is my writing the other day regarding modern women and masculine divine energies, something like that.
Yeah, and for
So
the energies, check out Daughter of Otten did a whole 11-minute segment on it.
I did. I forgot what it was on. It was traumatized women.
Yeah,
And
traumatized women. It's on her site, so check that out.
hey,
Don't do it, Kat.
so my mother was a modern woman. She said she raised me to be strong and independent,
Mhm.
quote unquote, teaching me to aim to need no man and more importantly to make my own money. So like when I met you, that was the plan. Remember, I was like,
Yes.
I was racing horses at the time, and I was like, I would make the money and build the life and buy the house, and you would stay home and work the land and take care of the animals, and basically work for me in a professional capacity, during the day, and then we could be, husband and wife at the same
Yeah.
time. A lot of people do that, especially in that industry. I thought this would make my mother and my grandmother happy and proud to hear of this strength. And so you can imagine my confusion when I was met with shock, eye rolls, and tisks. Oh, so
Yes.
you're going to make all the money and he's just going to what? Be a bum and leech off of you? So it's like, which is it? They raised me to be strong and independent and to be the leader of the relationship. And then when I took that role, they were like, oh, no, hell no, he's supposed to make the money.
Either way, it would have been that way. It would have been like, oh, what? You're just gonna be the typical stay-at-home,
I got that a lot too because it was like literally shamed into not being that.
Yeah.
It was like it was not allowed. Okay, I hadn't thought of that. I had honestly seen it as, oh, thank God. That would be great to have someone taking care of the stables while I got to pursue my dreams. That's not how they said it though. So,
No.
we had to like move things and push things around and it never ended up working out the way that it was supposed to.
No.
I guess it did, but it could have been different.
For a while, we both were working.
So then started the whole ordeal of both of us trying to work, and the result was failure, stress, and further confusion. I ended up burying my dreams in 2017 after 14 years of fast horses because my mother and grandmother drove you off, leaving me to 100% take care of my offspring, work from home every night, take care of the animals, help my mother with her animals and property. I tried to maintain my horse's workout regime, and I even tried to hire a local girl, but had to abandon it all when I kept having to wait for my mother to come back from work so she could watch my offspring because she ran you off.
Yeah.
There was nobody here to watch him. And I remember having, I hired Nikki's daughter to come over, and she was standing around and waiting and waiting. And my mother was supposed to be back, and I'm like, well, I guess you can just go home, and I'll call you when she gets here. 9 o'clock comes along, no mother.
Yes.
She stayed in town. She played these fucking games all the time.
She did.
And inevitably, I just had to call her up and said, you know what, just forget it. I'm not even going to try anymore. And that was like the last time that I ever tried to have anybody even work out the horses.
Yeah. But I want to say too, when we were both working, we had a good period because we had the point where when I was working for ASM and you got to go with when I was working down in LA for
Yes.
a month or two.
And then I just
we got to go see the races, we got to go see medieval times.
Yeah. But the problem is we should have been able to use that money and save that money for our future.
Yeah.
Just like, working with the webcamming and everything. It was like all good because it's like I had that money.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I used it right that time. Bought grass seed, bought plants, soil, all these things that you see that we've started here today, like not all of them, but that's where that money went, was to that. Bought some paint for the house and shit like that.
Yes.
So that's what should have happened. We should have been able to save like half of that money that we were using.
We should have been
and
able to.
Instead it was going to
going
her.
right back into her because what money we did not use, and that's why we used it then.
Yeah.
It went back to her.
Yeah, there was no saving.
Yeah. We should have been able to save and do what we did.
Right. I mean, that was a good paying job.
Yeah, it was good benefits too.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, I got my wrist fixed out of it, so that was good. You don't have to pay anything, right?
No. No, I covered it all.
So we'll get around to that in a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's like
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. It's fine. That's the whole point. Like they say, like in order to, before you even think about being in a relationship with a woman, you should be able to 100% take care of her materialistically.
Yes.
And you've been able to do that for a really long time. And I think as a woman, then you should be finding ways to cut costs and make your husband's life easier so he doesn't have to pay so much
Exactly.
money. And it's like, I mean, it's the diamond rings and the earrings and all of this.
I don't like them there.
And all of this stuff. And you got to have the nice car and you got
I
to have
know.
this nice house. And it's like, do you really, though? It's like, I think it should be the woman's responsibility to just kind of be like, no, I don't need those things.
Yeah,
And
it should.
if she gets them, then that's great. That's an extra bonus. But it's like, it's almost like you see it with the wedding rings or the
Oh
engagement
my,
rings.
yes.
And it's like the size of the rock determines how much they love you.
Well, yeah, that on the note of that, like the well, what was it? What was the name of the show that we watched? It was with the, what do you call it? Like Pakistani guy and the girl that he was dating, Mama's Boy
The
or
Mama's
something.
Boy.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh.
that
Oh
one,
my
that was
gosh.
terrible.
That was horrible. The promise ring
Because I
situation.
mean, she demanded rings.
Yeah, I know. And see, that's just that these women, they demand things without having a lick of skill behind it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing these women, I was watching them today, these women, they're like, I'm not going to settle for anything less. He's like, I demand to have this, I demand to have that. And it's like, I'm thinking, well, can you cook? Do you know how to clean? Can you
Exactly.
sew? Can you maintain a household? Do you do anything of value? And most
Yeah.
of them were like, other people were asking him this question, like, well, no, I get to look good and I'm white. A
Yeah.
lot of them were like saying that they were like white or
Yeah,
I'm
it's
black. And
the-
it's like, what does that mean,
You know, it's that era. It's the Beverly Hills girl.
The wannabes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like they think they are. And it's
Exactly.
like, I mean, like, but the what was it? Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They had that kind of pegged pretty good with the sister there. No, I don't know, man. They demand these things, and even Kimberly, she was like, he better get me something, sizable.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would be so mad.
Yeah, because
So mad.
most of those could be a down deposit for a house.
Yeah, they say that it should be 3 months worth of salary.
It's ridiculous.
That would be for the average person about $6,000.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god, I'd be so fucking mad.
I know.
It's like you could use that to pay some bills. You could use that
Yes.
to buy a house. You could use it, or not a house, but like you said, put down a payment on a house, or
Exactly.
do something like tangible that's going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Buy some grass seed. But anyway, getting back to
Yes.
that when we were both working and everything, that just like caused a whole lot of problems. Like inevitably, it's like I don't see a problem with, you working solely or me working. And I was thinking about that today. It's like women need to have a skill set because God
Yes.
forbid if like something should happen to you, you know that I have a skill set to fall back on, and I will get this done. And
Exactly.
take care of the family.
Like my motorcycle crash.
Right. There's not a lot of women that I don't think that they do. They completely 100 totally percent like rely on the male in the family, but then
Yeah.
it's like, well, what happens if something happens to him? And it's just the same thing goes for guys that don't know how to cook, clean, or wash their own dishes or clothes. It's like if something happens to your wife and she can't do those things for you, or she's just not like the kind that's inclined to do so, then what are you going to do?
Exactly.
And if she's not the kind that's inclined to do so, as I'm not, then it's like she better be making up for it in many other areas.
It's
like
like-
to be equitable.
It's like both of us can cook, both of us can clean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing really that we both couldn't do if need be.
Like we both
There's
know how to
stuff
take
there's
care of
stuff we
Tristan.
prefer, but
But it's
doesn't
like,
mean we won't.
and it's like now that we do know how to do that, then it should be no problem to settle into those traditional roles and get the most benefit out of it.
Yes.
So, anyway, she never made it a priority to get home either. At that
I
point,
know,
those
she
days,
never
it's
did.
like some days she would go out to breakfast with other nurses or go to Vaughn's and then Rite Aid, and then she'd stop on the hill to text her, her fuckboy, that she was messing around with and leading on and causing all these problems with.
Yeah.
But she would like do her part to get back here and watch Tristan for just an hour while she's getting ready to go to sleep so that I can continue my career.
I know.
When she made a big old stink about it before, I was forced to have an abortion because of that. Are they too far over?
Yeah, they're.
Don't scare them in either.
I know. I'm gonna go around. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. I don't want you guys over here. This is a dangerous area. See everybody? The troublemakers.
Trouble.
God. Don't fall in that hole.
Yeah, there's a hole. Try to arrange around it. We have to escape this way. We might have to scoot that way. There?
Yeah.
Yeah, she never made it a priority, and it was like, she made this. I was forced to have an abortion and everything else because of this.
Yes.
Because she said, "Oh, you have to think about your career," but then when it came down to actually supporting me with the career,
Then
she was not there.
Yeah, it was bigger issues,
She wouldn't. I mean, all she had to do was just like show up.
Do we have anybody like
I had two earlier. But all she had to do was show up and just watch him and be a grandmother for just an hour.
I know.
And I don't know. There's a whole lot more to that too, because about like phone calls and shit that I had to hear about.
I know. To your grandmother, about you. And you know damn well that she knew you were listening.
She might not have. Because she changed her tune when it came out, like she wasn't saying those things too, and she just like started talking about something else, and I'm like, don't even try to pretend that you're talking about something else, Yeah.
You're not making it.
So I finally had to dismiss my workout writer, and I was so embarrassed. I hated being viewed as a flake, and that's how she made me look all of the time. She liked to paint this picture of me as some dumb girl with no skills, wasting her mother's money, taking advantage of everyone around her. Like when Greg would come here and he would say this shit, and it was like, well, what the hell? Why are you not telling him all the stuff that I actually do for you?
I know.
It was like she would say that to me in person, but she would not say that to other people.
No.
Privately.
No, she wouldn't.
She made it sound like I was so needed and so, valued in person, kind of, but more so than when she would talk to other people. And with other people, I was just a drain on her.
Yeah. That's not a mom.
In reality, I was the only glue holding her life together. As I was conditioned to be masculine modern women, I operated in this for over 30 years. It's only been the past, 6-7 years that I've even started to think about letting my guard down.
I know.
And it's really only been like the past 3 or 4 that I've actually started letting my guard down.
Yes, it has. And there's a lot of issues because of it.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I can only imagine the irrevocable damage that's been done to you as well.
I've been watching them. They went behind, but they went around. So it's like, I don't like that still, but...
Because I think a lot of times you still feel that perhaps, it's a woman's right to go and work and do those things. And, and it's like, perhaps. But, I mean, if I'm sitting here telling you that's not what I want,
no,
and that's not how I feel, then it's like, it ends up just being an excuse for men to not step up and take accountability and responsibility like you're supposed to. See, Rain brought the monastery back into alignment, and I started to dislike always being the decision maker, the leader, the strong one. I started to notice how sharp I was all of the time. I was exhausted and grieving when my grandmother and mother withdrew all support because I chose my husband. So I collapsed. To my surprise, my mate stepped up, and suddenly I was healing. I was able to hear God's calling once again. I tasted that and have worked every day to learn true submission and faith. From time to time, I revert back, but it doesn't last long, and I can feel that it's wrong, and I correct quickly. The past few days, though, I've been having a hell of a time with that.
I know.
And it's like I said, I feel it in you. The minute that you change,
then it's a problem.
I change.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a problem. Like I said, you've made a profound change. You stepped up to the plate, and I was able to finally taste that freedom.
Yes. But it has to stay that way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that comes on you.
Yeah, it does. That's what,
You can see all the stuff that I've been writing.
Yeah.
To do my shadow work here. I mean, do you think that it's been easy for me as a strong, independent woman to be able to come to those conclusions and be
No.
able to step back and let you try to take control.
No.
But these days, I'm aggressively reconditioning myself to operate more in my feminine energy. It's very hard when certain way has gotten us by so far for so long, but I cannot deny what I have experienced firsthand. All I needed to do was lay that material responsibility onto my mate. The second I changed, so did he. The moment he changed, so did I, and it has been this seesawing of healing between the both of us, cause and effect. It wasn't until that submission, not only to my mate but to the Aten, the Most High, God, and universe, that I had peace and control over my own life. My mother kept me operating in my masculine by continuing to pay some bills and buying stuff for the household.
Yes.
But every time I gave a little, my mate gives 100 times more. For every step I take in the name of the divine takes 5 steps for me. My mate displays more divinity and strength. I cannot help but submit. Sayeda. I want to. I want to display a calm authority and a natural beauty. I want other women to say, I'll have what she's having, and not balk at my advice. Submit and hold him to a higher standard, and hold yourself to a higher standard.
This is not. You guys.
Put
It
him
was
in the-
right there, hon.
Put him in the house. If they can't handle it, then they have to go in the house.
Or they can go in the cage.
Yeah, I can put him in the cage.
Because that way they're outside. Because they've been running in there anyway.
I tried to shut them in there earlier, and it was a different story with a shut door.
But it's like, I'm trying to pay attention, and they're running over there. And it was like face to face with the dog.
What was the dog doing?
Pacing. If you guys cannot be trusted out here. I was afraid it was going to go running into the cage when I was going over there.
Where's Tuxedo?
I don't know. Tuxedo!
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Might be inside. Want me to see?
I think you might see him over there. I'm not sure.
This is called kitten training, people.
I can tell that you're still just not quite there with it yet either. It's like you're afraid to take that last step and like really claim it, and it's like I'm like at the end of my rope now.
No, I like what we're doing here.
Do you not see him?
No. Is he not in there?
I was in.
So there's this one.
He might be over in that area.
I'm gonna go check over by the tent.
He's in here.
Yeah, he's done. He's like, I'm not gonna be out here now.
Good. Now back to video. I don't have to worry about the white ones now. Alright, people. No, but I mean, I like what we're doing with this show because it helps. And it makes you more accountable too for your own problems because of it's live.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we with this, honey?
I was done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
But yeah, with the stuff that with your mother, I mean, don't do that, cat. She caused a lot of issues, but we were able to fix it all and really bring it around, and especially once you had it all and gave her up.
Yeah, I don't think that in our culture, the way that things are, the way that we run this place, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the traditional roles, like the jobs and the duties, some of them might be like flipped because like I take care of the animals
Yeah,
and some of the harder labor and stuff, and you do some of the softer things like washing dishes and clothes and everything.
yeah,
But I would like to think that the polarity of how we operate is still heading toward that 100% masculine, 100% feminine.
yes.
Like
it
I have a
is.
feminine approach to how I water.
Yeah.
and do the harder things, and you have a more masculine approach to doing the things that you do, like with the dishes and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like I don't think of it as being man's work or women's work around here. It's just work. And it's like, but as far as the realm of how this place is managed, that's my domain.
Exactly.
Just like how you manage the material things, that's your domain.
Yes, and that's why I've been learning still.
And that's why I mean, if you screw me over, it's all on you because I have
Yes.
given that up to you,
No, I know.
and that's taken a hell of a lot to do.
I know, and I appreciate that. And I've been trying to show you how much I appreciate it. I mean, I'd like to think that I've gotten better, like when you're down on taking over watering and stuff like that.
Right.
It hasn't been as the time hasn't gone by like it used to. You know, you'd come out, and, oh my God, nothing's been watered for 3 days. It's like this last time I got into a pattern of where to move the water pretty much every single day.
Yeah, that's the difference with our culture compared to like the things that I have been seeing, like with these other channels. Is like I said, they, you know, we do have other skills, and we aren't afraid to step into those roles like as needed.
Yeah.
It's because we don't have a tribe. It's us.
No.
It would be different if there's other women to come over and help clean the house
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, and make food and whatnot if somebody gets sick, but we don't. We only have each other.
Exactly.
And so we have a very unique approach to it, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny, and it's kind of hard to find like that ability to be submissive
Yeah, for sure.
and to find out exactly what each of us is supposed to be doing here.
Well, and I know it's really hard on you to be submissive because of the way that you were brought up too.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I know I'm
I was
going
conditioned.
back over that. Yeah, you were. I mean, that was more than conditioning. I mean, she had you. I mean, like you said, you had people walk up to you saying, "Oh my God, you don't even know."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What?"
I know, it's just that look. It was like I would sit there and put my arm around her shoulder and be like, "Oh my God, we're so close," and they'd be looking like, "Oh, you poor stupid soul." You have no idea what she says.
And it's
you
like
know?
now that you look back, you realize,
Yeah.
but you had no idea then.
Yeah, that's for a whole nother fucking segment.
Yeah. And it's like me, on the other hand, I was groomed to be lazy.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I found here about, you know, being raised by single mothers. I don't know if you heard it on my thing today.
Yeah, and speaking of like the single mother thing,
Uh-huh.
Luann was saying, and I don't know if it's really true, but she said that what she has seen within single parents, single mothers mostly, is that they don't get sick that often. Like, they have it programmed in their head that they cannot get sick. And most generally, she said, you will see that they won't.
Probably, but at least for the first part of their life, but then after the child is gone and everything and raised up, then I'm not sure. I mean, usually you crash
with with the kid though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even my mother had gotten sick with me, and she had to, you know, kind of just like lean over the bed and try to take care of me at the same time. And
yeah, it's like I don't
don't
get
know.
sick very much, and I mean, I can only imagine trying to take care of a kid when I got as sick as I did. Like, I was out.
Yeah, it would be screwed.
Yeah, because I don't get sick,
Right.
and I ended up.
Right, that was bad. I'm gonna try and switch out of this and hope that it stays live streaming. Yeah, it is. Okay.
No, guys, you cannot be trusted.
You're fine in there.
And then you hear Breath of the Wild.
Here's the kingdom.
The Tears of the Kingdom.
All right, this one's for you. All right, truth will pour into your lap if you sit still long enough.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The truth is a high vibrational frequency that vibrates at the throat chakra. It is perceived as a full body resonance that sends waves throughout your body. Your mind then assimilates these waves into language so you can speak your truth. Yet you could only access this frequency of truth if you sit still long enough. All the answers to all of your questions will come when you tap into this frequency. I can attest to this.
Yes.
You will immediately know if something is right for you. You will know when something is the truth or not by simply connecting with yourself. Those who never sit and meditate daily with themselves can be easily deceived. They are cut off from truth so they can be fed lies. Since they are not connected to their truth detection system within, they rely on outer authorities. Anyone who looks like they know what they're talking about will be immediately perceived as truth. That's why around here, the loudest, most in-your-face people are perceived as the leaders and the ones that
Yes.
are, oh, must be right. I think of, Dylan's mother, how she comes off
Yeah.
at people. And it was so sad because it was like he was asking Tristan's like, can't your brother just talk with his mother about this? And it's like his mother bullies me. So it's like, I'm one of the small ones.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Right. What are you supposed to do? Put in the comments below what the hell you're supposed to do if you're being bullied by your child's bully's parent, right?
Yeah.
Since most people vibrate at the frequency of the root chakra, when you share the truth with them, it must first exorcise the demons that have been keeping them trapped in a lower consciousness. They will get offended, rage, and attack you because their demons are in control of their behavior. The demons that want to remain in control, so they hack the mind to make that person battle against the truth. The frequency of truth is so high that no demons can withstand its vibrations. That explains why people have a problem with me then.
Yeah.
Those who sit with themselves long enough will reach this frequency and transmute their demons into higher vibrations. The more you stay in constant action, the more you'll be disconnected from truth. That's my problem with you. That's what I've been saying the past few days. It's like you're always thinking about the next thing.
Yes.
As soon as you get up in the morning, it's like, oh, I got to go put on the thing for the meditations. And then it's like, and then I got to think about going to work. And then I got to think about what I get to get in town. And I got to think about, it's always something. And that's why I made this place so you can not have that affecting you. That's been a big part of why I've been jammed up with you the past 3 days or so. And if you remember before that, we were getting along just fine, having this great flow, and things were getting done, and I was really, really productive, and I was willing to be submissive, and then we hit that wall. And I'm not sure what causes it, but it's violent. And it's strong.
It is. It's very strong.
And I've always said you've had issues with your throat chakra sound to express. This is a frequency you must return to on a daily basis to make sure your life is aligned with the energy of truth. The throat chakra is blocked by lies because you only lie to others or yourself because you fear the outcomes of truth. Love eliminates fear, and in order to access the frequency of love and the heart chakra, you must sit with yourself long enough to fill up and activate the energy of the heart. The root chakra governs physical action, and it rules the material world. If you're too busy in physical action that you neglect your inner world, you will forever be trapped in the root chakra consciousness, which is probably why I rage against you, because it's like a threat to me.
Yes.
It's a very extreme masculine energy, and that's a threat to me.
I completely see that.
So then I end up raging back, and that's what I mean about the lies. Lies and stuff always block that up, and it could still be perceived as being lies if you're just not
on the right track,
right? Not checking in. In fact, those who are cut off from the frequency of truth will actually perceive the truth as lies and the lies as truth. You'll never be able to fully love yourself, which allows you to access, speak, and live in the frequency of truth.
Well, it's like what I'm writing right now too.
Yes.
Talking about the, if you love others more, you can never love yourself. Right.
And it's like it's like another external validation.
Yeah.
They don't know that what's true for themselves so long as they look to confirm what's true by going to those society has conditioned them to believe will tell them the truth. Government. Your mind
that's you for me.
Your mind wants to know the truth so it can finally relax. This is why you even research and study things yourself. Yet all of your knowledge comes from people outside of yourself. This is how you manipulate and control 95% of people, by feeding them so many lies and distractions disguised as truth so they can never sit still and access the actual truth. You deserve to access the frequency of truth. You deserve to see through all the lies and illusions. You deserve to love
Yes.
yourself enough to sit still and accept yourself completely. All glory be to the Most High. Smile and give thanks. So that was another one from Devontae Sheard, who is the current, what would you call him, my prophet that I'm studying.
Yeah, that's the guy that you wanted me to take classes.
Yeah, it's
Right.
expensive as hell though. It's
Oh,
like
I'm sure.
$1,000.
Well, yeah, because I mean, look what he does.
Yep. In the meantime, we'll just keep chipping it away at
Yeah.
it through nature and reading his stuff here.
I
and
felt a lot
everything.
better today than I have.
Good.
Because this morning, like I said, I did my writing. I did meditation. When I was out, I did the thing when I came into the yard to clear everything. I don't think you've been as agitated today.
Probably not, but you haven't been here, so
But I mean, since I've been home, though.
no. But I
'Cause
too
it's
have
like
done
you
that.
were instantly
Yeah,
agitated the last couple days.
yeah, it was not good. And I know that there's a lot of external energies that have a lot to do with that
Yeah.
too. Solar flares and stuff. It like literally grades against
People.
my, whole. Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing, Tara liking everybody else's posts
Oh, I
and
know.
stuff, but she can completely and totally ghost Tristan.
Yeah.
It's like that is not a mother. That is not a woman.
No.
That is a coward. I actually respected her.
And it's funny that you said all this stuff, and all this injustice is giving him rights
Right.
again to.
Right.
It's like he knows. Oh, she can't do anything as long as I'm doing this.
Right. And it's true. I mean, I guess it could, but it'd be.
But I mean, he's trying, and that's in our book, that's something.
Yeah, if he's doing something, then I'm trying to find something that's relevant for you here.
Honey.
This sounds like something that you would be into. What you got? What you got? Look at it. Kitty.
Blackens.
Let's see.
Cajun.
It's a Cajun kitty. It's a little.
You can barely see anymore.
The Guido. Let's see. I've got.
Oh, here he goes climbing.
I got the moon over here. Okay. So let's see if I can find one more, and then we can head on in here a little bit. I got 15 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting cold out here, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. This is about auras.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is LongWalker's specialty. He's always been
Yes.
able to make force fields around, us, and that falls into your protective and
Yes.
leadership role as well. Anyway, when your aura is strong, you have protection from demons. When your aura is weak, demons can easily penetrate your aura. Once they're in your aura, they attach to you like a parasite. They will feed off your energy and control your thoughts to engage low vibrational activities that resonate with their frequency. Things like alcohol, casual sex, porn, smoking, negative emotions, a low vibrational diet, fear, and traumas all weaken your aura. This is why it's much harder to maintain a high vibration while you're engaging in these activities or substances. These demons manifest as more crisis and traumas in your life so they can receive more life vibrational energy and you reproduce themselves. So it's just like, cause
Yes.
and effect, wheel, snowball. Having sex with someone with demons in their aura will allow them to become attached to your aura. Behind every addiction, there exist demons who are hijacking your subconscious, making you choose things, people, substances that are contradictory to your true self. Meditation is one way to charge your aura with higher dimensional light energy so you have greater protection against these demons. Practicing it daily will cause these demons and their habits to fall off automatically. You are healing the traumas that caused a rip in your aura where the demons reside. This is why society is programmed to distract you from going within with low vibrational temptation so you never get to evict the
Yes.
demons.
Fast food.
Yep.
That's the biggest one, I think.
Yeah, these people here, they're vegan. They have a vegan life.
I don't agree with that.
I do, but I'm not there. It's like I understand it, but I'm not there. It's like we still have we still have sharp teeth
Yeah,
for a reason.
there's a balance.
You know, and
You
it's
have
like
to keep balance.
we do live of this earth, and I think that keeps you connected to this
Yeah.
earth. You know, the blood, the sacrifice. It's like it's the nitty gritty part of being a servant on this earth. But you know, I understand from like a spiritual perspective, if you want to attain higher spirituality and everything, that's the way to do it. It clears your blood, it clears the alkalines, you know, and resets the balance. And
I mean, I already had a hand up in that from when I was young.
yeah,
My salads all the time.
no, it's a shame that you had as much sugar as you did, because
Yeah.
the salads were awesome. And it's
But
like
the salad just kind of offset
right,
all the
yeah,
sugar.
it's good. I mean, it's really good.
Not
with
all the
roughage
sugar
and
either.
stuff,
I mean, I had a lot.
but
it's-
you brought that into my life.
Yeah.
Here, you know.
You know, like a 12-pack within a couple of days of Coca-Cola.
Oh man.
I mean, my friends would come over too, so it would be them, not just me. But
Oh, you remember what happened when I drank that root beer?
Yeah.
Getting pain, you know, it's not fair.
well, I had a lot of pain back then.
Yeah,
too.
you did. You used to have it in that
Ulcers
exact
and-
same spot too. The current world thrives off traumatized beings. The sex, beauty, health, music, food, and media industries wouldn't be able to profit if everyone healed their traumas. I mean, even think way back to the songs of the 60s and 70s. The ones that were the most popular and the ones that really got you were written in a state of complete and total trauma.
You said 60s and 70s, right?
Yeah.
Just look at the 60s in general.
I know. Look at what they produced.
That's what they were.
Trauma.
Yeah, and sex.
Yep. It's trauma.
Yeah.
And it's like free love. It's not free.
Ass, gas, or grass. Nobody rides for free.
Right? Thus, these industries are ran by low vibrational parasitic entities who hold 95% of humanity's consciousness. They feed you overly sexualized content, medicine, and food that causes the disease they treat
Yep.
with more medicine, music that promotes more sex and violence, and TV shows and movies that program you to stay in your low vibrational thought patterns. Like even True Blood started getting like it was just
Yeah,
like
it
it
was
was just like
their second season was terrible.
it was like basically just like porn. It
Yeah.
was just softcore porn. Actually, even in the first season, there was a lot of that.
But it was good.
Yeah, there was a story to it,
Yeah.
you know, and then it just like, I mean, especially when they introduced the fairies, it was like, yeah, I don't know. It was just basically porn. You were always fighting an
Yeah.
invisible war. What? What?
That it was basically porn when they had added the fairies.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
You were always fighting an invisible war with the demons that rule this earth plane every single day. This is why daily medication is crucial. Meditation is crucial
Meditation.
so that you can navigate this matrix without being tainted. They don't want you to escape their control because they've been using you as a battery source ever since you were born. This is why it is crucial to be in this world fully present, yet not of the world because your vibration is at higher frequency. The only way out of the matrix is within. The only way to the
Mhm.
light is through the darkness. You deserve to be demon-free. You deserve to have a powerful aura. You deserve to be fully Devontae Sheard. Check out his Facebook. And he's also, I think, on Instagram, although I don't have Instagram. So I don't know. And I'm trying to find some of his pictures.
And he's on YouTube, right?
He's got some stuff on YouTube, but it's older. And
Oh, so all this has been on Facebook.
this
then,
is
huh?
on Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now. And then we have that other fellow that holds like women accountable and all that.
He's good too.
He is.
We've watched a lot of his stuff lately.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything that he says either because, like I said, our situation is really unique. And that's, I think, what they're probably getting at anyway, is everybody's situation is going to be unique. But as long as you're being true to your culture and you're embodying, I mean, if that's what you want, to embody those, you know, feminine, masculine
Yes.
qualities full-heartedly, then you should do it,
Exactly.
you know? And like I said, after I tasted submission the first time, I was like, I didn't want anything else. It's like, I just want to give it to you. And then watching you thrive in that, you seemed so pleased to be able to go and take care of the taxes and,
Yeah.
you know, take care of the health insurance and all of that.
And so far, it's been good.
It's been great. It's one of his smaller things. You should never be trying to save a man. The man should be trying to save you. The masculine is designed to lead, protect, and provide. Trying to lead a man out of his chaos automatically puts you in your masculine. It is not your job to rescue him. He is supposed to be leading you out of your chaos. Raise your self-worth and self-love so you can interact better.
See, but the problem with that too is a lot of men have been raised by the feminine,
Yeah,
which then it gives them the lower hand.
right.
And so, I mean, the balance has to start at some point. So both people have to work at it to begin with.
Well, like for us, like your healing came, like I was able to save you, I feel, but
Yeah.
only because it put you in the position where you had to save me. I got so tired and like so exhausted that I couldn't possibly go on anymore. And I was like,
Yes.
I told you I was done. I stayed in bed for 3 weeks, you
Yep.
know, and I think that because you didn't like, you know, have much of a choice, you just stepped up and started doing what needed to be done, like materialistically.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to feel that difference. So it was like you were able to save, I was able to save you by you being able to save me.
Yes.
Because I mean, that's literally the only way to put it is you saved me, because I was like, I mean, obviously my mother and my grandmother weren't going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as they know, I died.
I know.
You know, I mean, they don't know. I could have had like, I could have had 3 children in the time that I've like
Yeah.
last spoken to
I know.
my mother. I could have died. I could have moved, you know?
Exactly.
So, you know, they weren't obviously going to save me. So the fact that you saved me, you saved yourself.
I
You know,
did,
it
yes.
put you.
But it's only because the work that you've done with me before that,
Right.
you know, and what you've showed me. Because you see, you showed me, since you were more masculine, you showed me how to be masculine.
Right. Right. And I think that's kind of how it should be for most people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, if you're going to be that way, at least, I mean, I don't know. I would like to say that it works for some people, because I have seen previously like TV shows and like blogs and stuff where, you know, okay, I'm a stay-at-home dad and I take care of the kids and all of that, and my wife is the breadwinner, and I used to think, okay, that's perfect, because you're like, it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's working, it's polarized, but it's working because you're filling both roles.
Exactly.
But then you dig deeper and you find out that he's like either cheating or not happy, or
Yeah.
she's cheating and not happy, or you know, she has sleep issues and their sex life is bad, and all of these things that are actually out of whack. And you have to ask yourself, well, would they be if you had just fallen into your traditional roles?
Exactly.
You know, because
That's what it all comes down to, is being the roles you're supposed to. You have to have that 100
yeah,
to make it. And it's like we're trying to cut out the kid having to rebuild itself.
right, yeah. And I was talking about that in one of these today. It was like you should ideally start off in a better place so that they just start off fresh and everything. But if anything, you need to be able to visibly heal your traumas so that they can start working through theirs
Exactly.
and not have that problem. Like I said, it's like if you show me an independent woman that actually sleeps well and actually has a good sex life and actually has friends and actually doesn't have any complaints, then I'll start to believe that perhaps that person is totally fine and they don't need to have that in their life.
Yeah,
you know, but I
sure.
haven't found that yet.
You know, and then that's a problem with a lot of the single moms. A lot of the single moms have to be the feminine and the masculine.
Yes.
And
yeah.
therefore the daughters, you know, raising daughters,
Right.
they don't get to see it right.
Right.
They just see their
Exactly.
mom strong and independent,
Right.
which is a problem.
Right.
They're
It
not
is.
supposed to be.
Right. It has a problem. I mean, like it ends up being a problem every time, either health wise, mental wise, you know, relationship wise.
But I mean, what are they supposed to do? I mean, when you're a single parent like that.
I guess make better choices in the beginning. But then I guess when you're in that single parent mindset, I guess you're still going to have to try and do your work and raise your femininity to attract masculine people into your life to help.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't necessarily even have to be a mate. It could just be a
father
figure, or
grandfather,
brothers,
you know, something.
You know, co-workers that are just
That's
willing
true.
to step up and be good men.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
but yeah, there's no good men because there's no good women. You know,
Yep.
all these women saying, "Oh, we're all the good men," and it's like they are only inspired to change if you're willing to be worth
Yeah.
worth anything.
You have all the ghetto ones that,
Yeah, we have a lot of trashy ones out here. But
It's ridiculous,
They totally take for granted the situation that they're in. And they talk about like women earning more than men, and they said, subconsciously, no matter what, if a woman earns more than a man, she is going to respect him less. I read today that men receive love as respect,
Yes.
and softness, and like, I don't know. It was respect. I forgot what the third thing was, but mostly respect.
Okay.
And women receive love like through touch and receiving provisions and knowledge,
Yes.
and things of that nature. So it's like I found that that's kind of true, because if I give you more respect, you're more inclined to like do more.
Yeah.
And if I just
I try,
if I just chew you out, then it's like I don't necessarily get the response that I desire, and I try not to have any desires anyway. But yeah, a lot of it does come down. Did you listen to my podcasting?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It was like mostly women, single mothers, raising up these kids,
Yes.
and it's like basically you're just like an accessory. I sometimes wonder why your mother even like had you.
I know.
Like, how did that even come to be?
I don't know.
Were you
She was a drunk, obviously, when she did.
right? Were you made out of love, or was it sloppy, or was she like threatening your dad? I mean, how did it? You don't even know
No.
the circumstances.
I have no idea
how you were brought into this world. All you know is
I was
she
born
was
June 11th, 1986, and it was nighttime.
Yeah, and that she was 22 years sober when you were like 25 years old.
Yeah.
So that means for 3 years,
3 years of my life,
she was still drinking.
She was drinking.
Yeah. And she says that she's worked the program.
But she hasn't, because she hasn't come to me and talked to me about this stuff. And that is one of the steps.
Yeah, and been like, I'm sorry that I like did these traumatic things to you. I'm
Yes.
sorry that I turned you into this, weak, oppressed, sad person. She should be apologizing to me too. It's like, I mean, it was a weird situation, and you and I got through it. But now, I just want to be your wife.
I know.
And
I want to be your husband.
I just want to be there to take care of you at night and give you a place to be healed.
It's like I never knew how to step up and do any of the do-it-yourself house stuff.
Right. And I
was too scared to even try, because I don't want to mess it up.
Right, and I wouldn't let you, because I would say that kind of stuff. And I still do sometimes, knowing I'm doing it anyway.
But I mean, I've done so much more.
I know. Look at that. The indoor kennels, those are all solid and good. The wiring.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure out the pool thing.
Pool, I'm working on it.
Yeah. We got about 3 minutes. I'm trying to find one of my little quick things that can spur discussion. Like it says, if your woman still has to work for survival, you will never get the full feminine and submissive version of her that you desire. The more relaxed a woman is, the more she can access her femininity. If she's stressed and worried about survival, she's doing one of the main tasks of the masculine.
Yes, I fully agree.
So you gave me a weird look earlier when I said something about, I don't know what I said. It was about like, it was before the respect thing.
I have no idea. I don't know. Trying to think what it was. What was before respect?
Well, I was still on that subject, but you kind of gave me a twisted face, like, I don't know about that one.
The whole time I think I was listening and taking it in and then going off of that, but pretty much everything you said I've agreed with, that boy.
Yeah, I thought that you might have an issue with that. It was something to do with like, a woman will never be able to respect you if you do this, that, or the other or something. And
yeah, I still have no idea.
I'm trying to find that. I have some saved on here because I thought we might be coming around to talk about that. Pictures. That's for Tristan.
I mean, we've been through a lot. We've been through hell and high water.
We have.
You know, and when you start off as bad as it was, you know, we had the drinking was a major thing. We fought with that like no other.
Yeah.
And it's like now we've been able to drink little bits and been fine.
Yeah, for
We
like
haven't-
special occasions.
Yeah, we haven't fought in years
No.
with alcohol.
No, I'm still extremely combative, like when it comes to feeling like, you know, I've got no place left to go. I'm way more combative than I would like to be.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, as far as like if we drink and stuff.
Yeah, no, not with that on. Like when we're at the Luxor, like I didn't even have a hangover. You know?
Neither.
All right, so I can't find the thing that I was gonna like talk about, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. But there's this okay, I'm always getting flack, and this guy's always getting flack for, you know, saying, oh my gosh, you're telling women to be mindless drones. It's like, oh yes, you know, just be like a, you know, for lack of a better term, just be a nigger to your man, and you know, just do whatever, you know, whatever he says. That's basically what people take it as, and they're always like jumping on this guy. Well, this is one of his other posts. It says your submission should be conditional. If his leadership isn't honoring your feelings, needs, and intuition, submitting to his leadership is pulling you out of alignment with yourself.
Yes.
You are not being feminine for being a voiceless robotic slave. This is called having low self-worth and living in fear, not love. The masculine will only respect your needs and feelings if they are voiced. A closed mouth can never get fed. And if you open your mouth and don't get fed, you're submitting to a non-provider, feminine man. So, you know, he's telling you that it's like, you know, it's not about being so much of a submissive woman just submitting to the man. It's about submitting to higher power.
And it's submitting to the right.
To the right man, and to holding men to a higher standard so they want to be that way.
Exactly.
You know, I
rewarding good behavior. That's right. Not bad.
Right. You know, and it's like, but a lot of women, myself included, have to find a way to figure out where that line is, where something is just worth saying something about, and where something is just not worth saying something about, and just letting you figure it out on your own. You know, that's the hardest part, because I can get inflamed over every little thing that starts to go wrong.
Yeah, and I mean that's not hard to do. I mean, because you want every, you know, and you've lived with the control issue most of your life. Yeah. Like it's I have to have control of this. Your mother was a major control freak.
Right, because if you didn't have that, then everything was going to fall apart, and it was just going to be this whole thing.
Yes.
And it never was, you know, and even in emergency situations, I could keep my calm and everything would get done, you know. But it's like I noticed that if like one thing starts to go wrong and another thing starts to go wrong, I'll start to notice this and I'll notice that, and then I'll start thinking about stuff that hasn't been done 3 weeks ago, and
it snowballs. And I mean, it doesn't take much. You get one little thing in your head, and it can be like, well, wait.
And it usually happens to me like at 4 o'clock in the morning,
5
o'clock in the morning, and nobody wants to deal with that first thing in the morning.
No.
You know? And it's like,
no, that's why you need to be aligned and go in correct.
Yeah, it's just more meditation, more consistency.
More meditation in a lot of ways.
Yeah, more consistency.
Yep.
So one of our things is, since this is adult time, we make sure to try to have lotus prayers at 3:33. And in case you don't know what lotus prayers are is, making love at 3:33 in the morning.
Yes.
We have been getting up at 3:30 in the morning for like 3 or 4 years now.
Yes. I mean, it's been.
I do that because I like to beat my demons before they decide to start ripping into everything. So I wake up at 3:30 and I am able to breathe. And the very first thing that I always think about is gratitude. I'm grateful to hear that my husband is breathing beside me. I'm grateful to hear that my offspring is breathing across the room. I'm grateful to hear the sounds of the monastery starting. I can hear the dogs whine and the cats meow and the horses moving around, and I open the day in total gratitude.
Yes.
Thank you for another breath. Thank you for another day. Thank you for letting me behold this world at least once more.
Yes.
And then I can, just start my day. I sit there and I tune in to the sun rising and
just be in the moment.
Right. So now I do that, and then I dedicate my time to you.
I've started doing that, but it's hard on me
Yeah.
because my brain always goes. That's my
Right.
ADHD or ADD or
And then
whatever you want to
that
call
comes
it.
from being raised by women,
Yes.
because that's how women are.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're chaotic.
Yeah, you have to go. You have to do this. You have to, my mother was the single mother.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
Quintessential thing. I have to
Yeah.
work this hard so I can put food on the table, and it's like, but you're not though.
No.
You're buying stuff for yourself, and you're acting. You're wild now. You know. It's
Oh
like,
my God, she was very egotistical and selfish.
that sucks.
I
man.
mean, bad. I mean, she'd have to have her Starbucks. She'd have to have
Yeah, that's what I
her
mean. It's
nails
like,
done.
we make some sacrifices.
Yes.
And like like we've said before, it's a testament to the level on which she is willing to be unforgiving and to bend, because she ended up marrying
Yes.
a man that was once a woman. And that's
Yeah.
just cheating. I mean, that's
I
not
know.
fair. You're supposed to marry somebody who doesn't understand, so that you can make them understand, so that you guys can grow together. But
The best way to.
somebody who's been a woman already is going to completely understand period cramps, and is going to
Yeah.
completely understand all the other like emotional women problems that have come along. That's just not fair for the rest of us.
No, it's not. She cheated in that whole system.
Yeah. And she was a very selfish woman in that respect anyway, because she had been with other men, and it was like she was a good influence in their life, or she seemed to be. And then it's like, oh, I'm dropping them because I can't see them kill themselves anymore. I can't just
Yeah.
sit here and watch that. And then not even 3 weeks later, they find this guy dead at his keyboard.
Yep.
I mean,
And she didn't do anything to stop it.
right. I had a nice conversation with her up to Sacramento that one time.
Yeah. Sorry for that.
I was like, wow, wow, I've never seen anybody or heard about anybody that's freaking selfish.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just like literally sitting there eating some French onion soup mix and just laughing about how she's like, well, I told my kids all the time. She's like, you're screwed. I'm spending the money. It's like, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna spend the money while I have it. I'm gonna have a good time. And it's like, I like how she spent $1,000 for your brother to have pictures, even though he had a good job and everything. But
Yeah.
she didn't do a damn thing for our wedding.
No, she didn't even try.
My mother officiated ours, and she held everything over my head regarding that. But at least we had the wedding that we wanted.
Yes.
Is it 9:00 yet?
Yes.
I feel like
9:06.
Taking over the conversation. Is there anything you want to say about anything tonight? Anything on your mind, on your heart?
No, because when I've had stuff, I've chimed in.
Anything to unburden?
I've chimed in with whatever I just namaste, blessed be. Thank you everybody for listening again.
We will see you tomorrow, hopefully around the same time, same place. Put your questions, comments
down below, and what you might want us to talk about next time.
Exactly.
Don't forget your ending.
So come what may, namaste. You?
Blessed be.
It's namaste and
Namaste and blessed be. I did it once already.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
See y'all later.
I thought you